recording now?
Recording.
Yep, it is now recording.
Okay. Ryan
Lights
Walters?
on.
Oh, okay. So this is Ryan Walters, Deputy Clerk and Recorder, and I have the claims here. I'm gonna pass you guys these and then I'll get Christina out. There you go, there you go. I'm just double checking to make sure that I didn't miss any, sign here flags. Cause there are none after the cover sheet.
Oh,
So I've convinced myself I missed something, but so far I have not.
You thought you were wrong and you found out you weren't?
Yeah. I'm
That's
back.
always
Ever made
nice.
any mistakes in your life?
Oh my gosh, I made so many mistakes. That's why I thought that I did make one this time.
There's always a first.
Well, my first one was when I was probably like 18 seconds old or something. If you ask my older sister, me being born was my first mistake.
she didn't like middle kids.
She's an interesting character, and when I was born, my mom like set me down upstairs and ran downstairs to go start a load of laundry, and my older sister, who was 2,
It's good.
sat on me and said, "I'm squishing the guts out of her,"
Thank you.
like she was very proud.
Can I get back for a minute?
Yeah. There you go.
I don't need to tap.
So I ruined her life.
Ruined her life.
Yeah, at least for a couple of years.
Tipped it upside down.
Yes, I did.
There's a lot of attachments. And then it got better.
I have a sneaking
Yes.
suspicion my second child tipped a lot of apple carts over too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, that's funny.
you can have these back. That's the minutes and then there's attachments to the minute.
Thank you. Perfect. I think I have a couple.
Yeah.
I think I have a couple of attachments down there too.
Okay.
So
You may already have the ones that I just gave you. Right?
could be, but at least we'll have them.
Yes. I tried to remember to give them to you.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, and, the light called and told me to not let you guys forget about that, Mako legal coverage that we got that email about.
Got a request in writing.
Yes, yep. But she just told me to just drop a mention at the meeting, since it didn't end up on the agenda.
Yeah, they made a special vote to accept us.
Really?
They want our money that badly, huh?
Can't be anything like that.
I know.
So is there paperwork or something you have to fill out? Is that what the deal is?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I guess we better.
The Great West payment will be in this batch of claims for 10,250 on the culverts for 350 or 340.
We're keeping track of all that in
Yep,
local assistance, private assistance money.
yep.
You keep track of that, Christine?
I have a folder.
Okay. She got a folder on you too, Dennis.
Well, I can only imagine.
You know, it's like, kind of like cops.
But hers probably says happy. Pretty sure it says happy.
Not since they rearranged the room.
Oh,
Took away my firepower.
Oh,
I
yeah,
had to pay them extra to keep me.
That's what I figured.
yeah.
That's what I figured.
He tried to convince us to give him like a bubble wrap barrier, but we told him it's not in the budget. It was a whole thing.
The whole thing.
Mhm.
Oh,
A whole made up imaginary thing.
Upcoming travel plans. Treasurer, clerk and recorder and one commissioner will be going to Helena at least
In December.
in December.
Training.
Yeah,
Did Garrett actually decide if he was going or not?
being they're gonna be three-way split on the travel expenditure, yes.
There you go. He's looking out for that bottom line.
Yeah,
Eric
if I was going,
is the treasurer's.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. He's a great man.
he asked me if I was interested in going. I said, only if I could hitch a ride.
Yeah,
He said, Sherry and I can find a corner for you.
yeah,
No,
but yeah. Yeah, he actually became the treasurer of the
Treasurer's
treasurers.
treasurer.
Yeah.
yeah, he's said some great things.
Very.
Anyone
Trash,
deserves.
but I need to retrieve it. I just go into my trash file.
No, what did you do?
What's this, something trash and I didn't mention.
Well, it should be there. Tell you empty it.
Yeah, from right up here somewhere. There it is. Can you bring that back?
Send it to yourself.
Thank you.
You know,
Here you go. You're a genius, I tell you, you're a genius.
You know,
What do we
more
do to
people need
get
to
another
recognize
roll
that.
of stamps? We write claim
We all
for
talk to
petty
the wife.
cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll have to be petty cash.
Get it from me, get the money from you, or
Yeah, I can give you a petty cash check and then you just wander over to the bank or the post office and buy a roll.
did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. She said you can wonder.
Wander, not wonder.
Yeah, I can do that.
Mary's still on the left.
Yeah, but we'll probably need a few more than that, so I was wondering about getting them and having them on hand.
There you go, being proactive again.
I usually get in trouble for doing that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do not have any journal vouchers right now or records disposal either. So,
I have a question for you. When you take money in for the cemetery plots,
Mhm.
the 80 goes to the perpetual care and the 120 goes where?
to the cemetery fund.
What line item?
There's a,
Just stay in their budget, it's goes.
yeah, so there's a revenue line in the cemetery.
And
Line.
that won't show
It-
up in our expenditure sheet though.
Well, revenue and expenditure are like
Two
two
different-
completely different worlds. But so it goes into Fund 2240, which is the cemetery fund, and then the expenditure lines in 2240 are what that money would be expensed out of, like on the other
It
side.
draws on that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a specific line in the cemetery fund, in the revenue lines that says like plot sale. And that's where that money specifically goes. Likewise, there's another line that's like opening and closing.
Okay,
And
that
yeah,
answers those questions.
yep.
I couldn't tell Dale where they went,
Oh yeah, I told him, I tried to explain it to him the other day, but if.
but I don't think the revenue part of the world connected.
Right. So if you look at these, all of these lines on this sheet here are revenue lines.
Yep.
Every single one of them. is.
Okay,
And so like, if you look at the plot purchase, 2240 000 343 320 000 is the plot purchase line in the cemetery.
okay. I was looking for the last three digits to be a certain.
There's only the last 3 digits on expenditure lines.
That
And so
explains a
then-
lot.
Expenditure lines, never begin with a 3 in that 6-digit code. And in the 6-digit code, if it starts with a 3, it's always revenue.
Okay,
It just, the ones that come after the 3 designate what
Which kind?
type. Yeah, well, what type of revenue it is, because the first 4 are the fund line. So the first
oh, that's
4,
right.
yeah, the
First
first
four.
4 designate which fund level it goes into. And then that 6-digit code, which is called the account code, that tells you what the revenue was for.
Okay,
So, question,
Mhm.
in something I didn't realize. Dale said that word is just here, but they have other cemeteries like Fowl and Mildred. And they're paying in what, do they pay here? Is that what where the money goes to, or?
So for the plots, they talk to whomever it is owns the cemeteries. Because there's one in Marsh, there's one in Fallon, and then there was another one.
Mildred,
Mildred, there we go.
Yeah.
And so whomever it is owns those cemeteries are the ones that they pay for the plots, or they're handed down by family. I'm not sure how that goes. But if they require help opening and closing, then our cemetery district does go out and do internments out there. But as you can see, they're more expensive because that takes into,
hauling equipment.
yeah, it takes into account hauling the equipment, driving, any extra money that it's gonna take to get the equipment out there. It doesn't happen very often. I've been here for 5 years almost, like in January, it'll be 5 years, and we've never had somebody use the cemetery to bury somebody out there, not since I've been here. But I know it happens.
Yeah, when Barbara Sackman was here, we've been to several funerals over here.
Mhm.
And when I looked at it, it was always our equipment.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
There,
So
but then when we talked about it, it wasn't.
yeah, so Barbara Sackman's actually was during my time, so you're correct, there was the one that's been here, and, so that one, like, if we went back and looked in the past, we would be able to see that. And I'm not actually sure, but I think
Who owns the cemetery?
that is something I don't know.
Yeah, that's something that probably nobody knows because they're all in the cemetery.
Yeah, you're probably
Yeah.
right. And like, we don't have,
Churches.
that's what I was thinking.
Churches have Pretty
Picked
much.
them up. Well, the Marsh one's owned by a Lutheran church in Glendive, I think.
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and there are all kinds of little baby cemeteries all over Prairie County, like old little family, old
Well,
family
we got 2
cemeteries
or
and stuff.
3 some
Yeah,
graves on our place that aren't even marked.
yeah, and a lot of the time, the way that stuff like that ends up being handled is whomever owns the land owns the cemetery. But I don't know who is on the deed for these cemeteries at all, so I don't know any of that. I know that we have copies of their maps in our office, but that's the extent of information that we have on those cemeteries in our office that I can find.
They'd have to be on the cadastral.
Yeah, yeah, cadastral or just going through the deeds.
By churches.
Yeah,
I know the one by yours is, I think, it's owned by a Lutheran church or something like that.
I'm not so sure about the one with Schwartz are in.
And then the one up by,
In between the Harold Gobbs and Maudier's place, there's one. Or Fred's family. I don't know, because Pluses went out and took care of it for years. I don't know who's been doing it lately. I haven't seen them.
oh, yeah. Yeah, there's never much talk about those cemeteries out there. It just comes up once every few years, it feels like. But like Dennis, if you look at that opening and closing, like the price sheet, if you look at Fallon, Marsh and Mildred, that top line there, the one that's 343321, that one is the same as an opening and closing at Prairie County, and that you see the whole 600 for a casket and the whole 300 for remains goes into that same fund as the other openings and closings, and then that 343,320 is unique to just the Fallon, Marsh, and Mildred. So I would assume that that coding would be something like outside of like PC Cemetery internment or something like that, and it would be specific just for that, so that we can keep track of how much money it costs us versus how much money we're bringing in for that type of thing.
So when we get Fallon, when that cemetery gets mowed, the Fallon people are just mowing it, they're taking care of it themselves, so they're.
Yeah, the cemetery caretaker does not take care of those cemeteries.
And that's good to know because I'm not hugging Vera near enough. Cause you said you mowed out there with Milo.
Yeah, they do, on a regular basis, and there are some people who have those little white rocks on the graves and around the headstone and stuff, and they can't
mow that,
weed and mow around those with regular equipment. They have to do those by hand.
Wow.
She hates those, but no, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do a really nice job. It's a beautiful little cemetery.
two signatures,
Vera's
two
amazing.
signature pages.
She is.
Energizer bunny.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
Yes, yes.
Bet she misses you.
I've seen her on a motorcycle before.
That doesn't surprise me. She was late to coffee one day. She'll die if she ever finds out. I told you guys, she was late for coffee one day and she got that little, I don't know, Ranger or whatever it is. Anyway, I swear she was on two wheels as she took that corner, man.
Off the
Cloud of
off
dust all the way back from her house.
the railroad.
Well, you can't be late for coffee.
No, well, she makes coffee.
She probably opens the door.
Yeah, I tried to explain the fee breakdown thing to Dale, but I think if you're not fully submerged in government accounting, you just don't get it. You
That's
know,
what he said. Said he had to walk away.
I bet he did. I was probably giving him too much information.
He told us he just needed 10 minutes and I pointed out it took him 50 to just get this far.
Oh, yes, yes.
He chuckled.
Mm-hmm. Nothing is fast in government,
Designed to be that.
which is
Right,
pretty good, yeah.
So you really like you really like something you want to rush through really fast.
I've
If you
tried,
don't
and
like
it
it,
don't
you want
work.
to slow it down.
It don't work.
Yeah.
I've tried it, and it don't work.
Yeah.
No work.
You just jumped right off the page.
Well, thank you.
There you're about to fall asleep over there.
Yes, thank you.
That's always good too.
Okay, perfect. So that is all that I have. I'm good to go. I think I'm way early being
You
done.
have 10 minutes.
Really? Dang, okay. Well, I don't have anything. I can see the floor just now. Oh, here you go, Harry. Sit down. Grab my junk.
It's still bothering me. Why is it mosquitoes? We have.
I vacuumed up 7 of them. So it's like,
Fair enough. Forgot all about that. Hadn't
that's
you
the
mean?
best way to. Check it out too.
Then you'd have to come down and ask me for it.
Chris.
Only if I remember.
He wouldn't drive back.
Come on.
I've met him.
Mhm.
So I got to sleep on it. Oh, yeah.
Well, he says he's gonna support it,
Takes.
small county bill parity act. Vote for
Does that come up for renegotiation this year? Is that what it is, or is it?
a hearing. Yeah, it was scheduled for October 1st. But had a government shutdown.
Yeah.
So they canceled it. They didn't cancel it, postponed it. They were hearing. They were hearing. 26 total bills.
That they postponed.
Mhm.
Aren't the senators still getting paid? So why are they postponing stuff?
Everybody gets paid, whether they come to work or not. Sooner or later, they're gonna get paid.
All comes out in the wash.
So it's paid vacations, basically. There's some staff are still there, they'll respond to you. Particularly line management or appointments. Presidential appointments don't go home.
Well, one of the representatives was home over the weekend. Zinky.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I saw a picture of Zeke.
And Zinke was picking up garbage in the national park for.
Yeah,
Cleaning,
washing windows and cleaning urinals in the park.
But I suspected it was, photo op, yeah.
Well, no, he had the gloves on.
Yeah, he was,
The publicity stuff.
well, I suspect he was actually doing it, but it also made a good photo op.
Oh, yeah, sure.
What did you say? How many bills were waiting or?
26 on that day. They're gonna hear 26 bills in energy and natural resources on October 1.
Oh,
So what they're doing. The only witnesses they're gonna have there were Department of Interior.
Need that after lunch nap.
something like that. I went for a walk. I thought that'd wake me up.
Charge you.
In 1936, in the Federal Register, there was one volume.
How big was that volume?
It was 3,000 pages.
Okay,
In 1950, there were 15 volumes with 35 to 45,000 pages. What 2025, there were 90 volumes with 4,500 rules or regulations in each one. 1.3 million rules, laws, codes, regulations, and all that. It just gets to be amazing. It's like what we're talking about. How do you keep up with all that, and how do you not break a rule or a law?
Isn't that self-designed?
But part of it too, look at how much the population has changed.
I still think it's designed to snow you.
Well, yeah.
I think it's just that, solicitors' offices are trying to keep up with laws that sound really good. But they have to make administrative rule in order to follow that law, and they're very conservative on their rulemaking to make sure that the agency doesn't get in trouble. So they
BYA.
cross their Ts and dot their Is to make sure that nobody comes back and.
And they each read it 4 or 5 times, I imagine.
I've said this.
Probably the
told
only
other
ones that ever
commissioners,
do.
but yeah, they were 550 out of Bismarck. Trent Loose,
Yep.
you know Trent? A couple years ago, he's just a farm guy. Hey, Molly sold her, give her won first prize with her peach pie. Well, he's that guy. It just tells you what's going on in the community. Anyway, I was surprised. It was a couple 3 or 4 years ago in May. I'm out farming and Lewis is on and turns it up and he talks about laws, codes, regulation, and he never does that. But he just mentioned that, this is what was astounding me, the average citizen commits 3 felonies a day and doesn't even realize it. That was shocking to me.
Yep. I've heard that.
Oh, you heard that?
I can't remember, they said, people, you're totally unaware of it, but the average person is breaking how many on a given day, and it's like.
My personal record is 12. No, I'm just kidding.
You kept track.
Would you believe some of us don't care?
This is not a competitive sport.
And no blue ribbon?
Yeah, this isn't talking about rain where one guy got a 1/4 inch and one guy got half. It's not, this isn't that.
Well, I was feeling left out of the conversation, so I had to come up with something.
No seatbelt got me 3 days community service. They wouldn't put me in jail.
Oh, well, you could try again.
Are you looking for something of your resume or
I
what?
still don't wear it. I said on it.
I want to say from the time I was 17 to 23, I'd been pulled over like 35 times and never got a ticket. And then from then till now, I've been pulled over 1 time. So something changed when I was about 23. I decided I
You
didn't like
become
being
more
pulled
law
over.
abiding,
Apparently.
or sneakier, too.
I talked to a lady in Bozeman who was, last weekend she's a hockey mom years ago. But her son is a high patrolman and is in the K9 units. 40 pounds of pure fentanyl was picked up outside Missoula.
Holy cow.
40 pounds.
It's enough to
That's
kill
great.
everybody in Montana.
And it's the new stuff. It was the new stuff too, wasn't it?
I don't know, there's a picture of it on the hood of the patrol cars all of a sudden.
Understood it's highly, more highly.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it takes,
Potent, that's the word,
Yeah.
yeah.
it takes like a
Nothing.
teeny tiny amount. If you put it on a penny or a dime, it'd be a tiny little amount, and that's enough to kill somebody. It's
No,
Yeah.
the pills are the
like
size
less
of
than the
an
end of a
aspirin.
matchstick.
Well, why would you put out a drug that's gonna kill your customers?
Right,
That,
I went.
Well, let's do-
that I don't understand either.
Where
unless
does this
that
stuff
was
come
the
from?
intention. Maybe that's,
Most
China.
of them Mexico or.
I think China's got a plan.
Yeah.
I
Little
think
by
that
little.
is the intention.
So did Clell Bond have a son that was a highway patrolman? Years and years and years and years ago.
No, Ernie,
Larry would,
Ernie was a priest.
he was a well driller to begin with.
Yeah.
Robert worked on the rigs, and Larry worked on the rigs.
So it must
Larry
have been Cal
was
I was
in
thinking of.
The guy out of Brockway, the cousin. I don't remember what his name was. He had the general store there.
yeah,
Was
Remember.
very involved in dairy.
He was very involved in VFW. That's how I knew him, was through Mom and Vaughn.
Well, Commissioner Devlin, you're up.
I talked to DEQ yesterday. Find out who was responsible for the bond and who was responsible for cleanup and decommissioning. The state is responsible for all that. The county is out of it, she basically told me. Her name was Kyla Mackey. And if you want to call her anybody, her number is 406-444-6459.
Do you want me to put that in a minute?
Yeah,
Sure.
So can you spell her name or tell me her name again?
Kyla,
Kaila?
Ayla, I would think.
Kyla is what I got.
Okay. And her last name?
Mackey, M-A-K-I, M-A-K-I.
And what was her number?
Her number is 444-6459. And she says the state picks up, is responsible for setting the bond. And they're responsible to make sure the decommissioning is done correctly. If the bond does not cover, the state is responsible. She says they're very conservative on the numbers, meaning they make them pretty high.
And she works for DEQ.
Yes.
She's decommissioning. You can ask her questions about decommissioning.
Yeah.
On here, it said you were gonna talk about the third-party audit.
Well, point is, I don't think in what I've heard from DEQ is that third-party audit, it's out of our decommissioning and bonding is out of our control. It's state.
Can I ask a question, or I need to wait till 3:00?
No, you can, go ahead.
And this might be something that maybe I need to call this gal and ask her. But, do we have any, do you know if there's any, description of how decommissioning is to be done for wind turbines in the state? Do you know if there's anything?
You mean like the
Already
concrete
set
and
up.
stuff like that?
No, just, how.
Any parameters?
A form,
Yeah.
a standard.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm wondering, because I've seen some recent videos from a couple different states. One was in New York. I think the other one was Michigan. I guess what I had questions about after watching those was, the most cost-effective way to bring those towers down, which is what they were doing.
Explosions.
Yep, their demolition, and I'm like,
That scatters fiberglass.
yeah, you're
pieces
gonna
all
scatter
over
your
the
stuff.
place.
Yeah. So I'm like, but yeah, that's.
Environmental business ought to come in on that.
So I'm like, DEQ. Anyway, that's maybe who I would want to talk to about those kind of questions. Cause I'm guessing that we might not have.
So
anything
my
on that.
last question to her was, you mean the county's out of it? And she says, yes, the county's out of it.
She could tell you what it took.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
The county.
But I guess third-party audit, it's the responsibility of the state to cover the decommissioning costs.
If the bond doesn't cover it. Right?
No matter what.
So they come up with a bonding amount and whatnot on there through the state.
They do that for the 15th year, I think, didn't that?
And they adjust, I think, I understand they adjust every 2 years for
Inflation.
inflationary costs.
Because we've been told that with DEQ, they don't require bond until after the 15th year. Is that what you found true?
Yes, they don't require bonding, but they're still responsible. If they decide to decommission or abandon, it would be the responsibility of the state still to pick up the tab.
So you know that you said they reevaluate the bonding every 2 years. Did you by any chance ask if at the same time they reevaluate the salvage cost? Because that seems to be, comes up a lot as far as what it costs to decommission them. They're talking about the salvage cost. So the salvage cost will go down over time. So does that mean the bonding is going to go down over time? Instead of,
The bond
No, it had to go up.
goes up.
Why would that make a difference on the?
because salvage cost is going to be less as time goes on, not more. You're not gonna get more out of those towers further down the road than you are now.
But there's still a fixed cost on the decommissioning and tear down. Not a fixed cost, but constant. No matter how much the salvage value is worth, still gonna cost a certain amount of money to take them down. They can,
If the salvage goes up, the decommissioning cost would go down.
no,
Be kind of like.
No. decommissioning stays the same.
You know, just on first blush, thinking about this, because we deal with the EQ on gravel pits. Is that a 30-year permit we get with those, you remember?
Yeah, I think 30.
I think
think that's
that's fair. And there's a form, and Harry pointed that out. 30 years ago, that was what, 4 pages, now it's 50 pages?
Yeah, I think it was like 7 pages or something, but yeah, now it's like 50 some pages.
Yeah, it was amazing to me, it's just over time what we've done, and I guess my curiosity from a county standpoint, we're talking about gravel, now we're talking about decommissioning. What does the point look like? I'd like to have that in my little hand. See what that looks like, what it entails, because I know what we're committed to on gravel. I'd just be wondering what it would look like on decommissioning, because it's all over the board, just like Christine pointed out, well, is salvage value less now, and what's the number they use on that?
Well, all these DEQ meetings you go to, why don't you get us a form?
What's that?
All these meetings you go to, get us a form.
Well, I'm gonna ask that because I'm on that DEQ board, but I've never run across this lady.
Is DEQ records public
Yes,
domain information?
Yes.
yeah,
So could you ask the DEQ for the decommissioning bond information for the one in Miles City so that you could see what it
yeah,
actually looks like?
public information.
And then you would actually have something in front of you that shows you how they came up with whatever.
Right next
The
door.
formula or whatever.
Question, or maybe suggestion, however you wanna look at it. Is there a way to find out if there's been other wind developments decommissioned in Montana yet? Because maybe there are some regulations in place for how it's done. I don't know.
I don't think there's been any, but that's a good question.
One of the first ones that I can remember going in is ones up by Judith Basin.
Judith Basin.
They have decommissioned at Shelby.
Mm.
And I don't know why I know that, but they have decommissioned and there's been problems with that. So that would be interesting to get the information on what, if there were problems, then what were the problems?
Yeah, and if has that changed anything?
And I think it's through a relative in Havre sold a guy a pickup, a farmer, and he was talking about the farmer himself, that they didn't hold him down, so he was decommissioning. And it took him forever to pull down one tower, and what they hauled it to Great Falls, and it cost him more to get it there than the salvage value is the only reason that got brought up. All I asked was about a pickup, and he told me the story why he didn't have a pickup.
But I'm sure there's been some of the decommissioning done with the 65 kilowatt ones were pretty small.
And most of
Like
those
the
were
ones you
private
see,
though,
like the
weren't
ones
they?
you see across from between Livingston and Big Timber.
Yeah,
on the
those
other
are
side.
ones. Yep, the little ones they had years ago.
Those were used for irrigation projects. And Northwest Energies bought the electricity year round coming off those. So they got credit on their electricity during the irrigation season. I haven't noticed that they're still up. I haven't noticed.
I can't swear to it, but I think last time I was up that way, I think those have been gone for years, the ones that used to be.
Well, the ones that were on the
South of
south
the
side of the
interstate.
interstate
South-
been gone.
South are gone.
Yeah.
Half of them blew down because of wind.
Overkill.
Well, Livingston, surprise.
So that's what I know.
Another piece for the puzzle.
So can anybody call this Ilamaki or
Yes, sure. It's a,
public office?
Good work
sure.
For you.
I
Yeah,
actually have a cousin that works at the DEQ too, but I don't think it's the area.
Or Hallie worked for a while for Dornigan.
a kid I went to high school with that worked there for a long time. He was interesting. Just because there's conflict inside EQ about what does it really say and what doesn't say.
Interpretations of things?
What's that?
Is it over interpretations of things or just?
Some of that was because he grew up on a farm, he's a farm kid. And then versus city kids,
Yes.
they just see the world a little bit different about. And then coming up with.
Are you done going to meetings? You got one coming up this end of this month.
28th in DC,
Who you meet with?
as Fish and Wildlife Service Director.
Tell them to put more
To
money,
rescind,
tell them to put more money in Eastern Montana.
this is the subject matter is to rescind the grizzly bear habitat expansion to the North Dakota border. To take the grizzly bear off the endangered species list and to oppose and rescind establishing a population of grizzly in the northern Cascades. So three. We're going back to the Department of Interior to follow up. They got rid of the conservation road. That's done.
That's for sure, because I thought they were.
Congress shot it down. They took
I
it.
thought it was still in the comment period.
Which conservation road are you talking about?
Public lands are,
The one that I gave you a letter
Yep.
for this
Yeah.
time?
it's dead.
Then why do they have a public comment period till November 10th? Cause it's on their website right now as a comment period. That's why I gave you the letter, because it's still, they're still in the process.
I hope you're right, but I thought it was still in the comment
It
period.
is till November 10th. I just looked at history.
I saw your email.
Mhm.
The list, conservation as a use.
Well, it's already
It
listed as a
it currently is, this is to undo it, because the way I understand it is, this conservation use. Say you bought a place and it had a public land lease on it. If you wanted to list it as conservation, then you wouldn't have to have any grazing animals on there or anything,
You would get priority.
so. And did it also cover, like gas and oil and those kind of things on public lands? If they were listed as conservation, then that couldn't happen too, or not?
Well,
That's right.
what they were trying to do is use NGOs to pay for conservation on your commensurate property.
I find that interesting.
So that if you weren't running cattle or whatever on your commensurate property, you weren't restricting use. That means that your permit is in jeopardy.
Basically a way to put livestock use.
And the other thing we're gonna talk about is ACECs. We asked the secretary to give us an inventory of ACECs,
What is that?
areas of critical environmental concern. We have a few in Prairie County. We have one down by the Colorado River that I think's around the grave. We have one out on 10 miles someplace. And we have one on Little Big Sheep Mountain. It's artifacts from a tribe.
Oh,
So
Thank you, Larry.
So we asked for an inventory because on the High Line RMP, they put in over 100,000 acres of areas of critical environmental concern. And we felt, yeah, and it's overlapping Taylor grazing lands. So we're making the case that you can overlap on a map, and the Taylor grazing was not mapped. So we went back to the secretary and says, you know, we don't think you can do that. And she says, get an inventory of our ACECs in the United States. She sends me a text, 27 million acres of ACECs. So they're gonna try to get rid of the ACECs and open up the resource management fund and get rid of them.
Is this just another land grab?
I can only assume.
Yeah,
Well, you didn't say they want to get rid of the RMP.
No, they don't wanna get rid of the, they wanna amend it,
They want to extend it.
Amend it.
Expand it,
amend it,
amend it.
open it up and amend it, but not to go through a full-blown RMP.
I just have one little trivial fact to add if you hadn't noticed this. Next time you're in Glendive on Merrill, when you're talking about the grizzly bear thing, there's a billboard on Merrill before you get to the Epic Center.
Right by the,
It's it's got a picture of a grizzly bear on it, and it's talking about being bear aware in Montana.
I noticed that
That
the
ought to
other
wake you
day.
up.
It's in between the park gazebo
We're
and,
getting into garbage in Lewiston, grizzlies.
There's black bears around here.
Well, the black bear,
Grizzlies been spotted outside of Forsyth. They're here.
it's a matter of time.
they're pretty close to home,
They can
cover that country
Oh,
pretty quick.
we're prairie animals.
But there were grizzlies
Short
here.
skirts, they can outrun a horse.
They can?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
When they get to galloping, you bet.
They can move.
So fat boy with short legs wouldn't have a chance.
Oh, not a chance, and they're faster uphill than they are.
I'm not concerned if I'm with you because I don't want that.
That's the secret.
I think I'm in a world of hurt.
Take somebody slower with you.
I bet you wouldn't pull up lame on that deal. I bet you'd be outrunning me.
No, I think she'd stand and fight. I think that one's like. When is the comment on this? November what you said?
November 10th.
November 10th.
Yeah, so if you guys want to submit it, it's gotta be done in the next two commissioner meetings.
The other thing we want to talk to the Department of Interior is the elimination of the interagency bison conservation working group.
Has to do with the APR.
Has to do with a CMO.
Yeah, but the APR's requested to remove all interior fences.
It is.
That's a different deal. We're on that one too.
But that's more BLM than it is DEQ.
That'd be part of the RMC, wouldn't it, or would it be? What governs that?
They have their own RMP.
They do.
Yeah, it's US Fish and Wildlife Service management, CMR.
Oh, under the MR, I'm sorry. I was thinking the APR.
APR is in the Lewistown district.
No, APR is the company that bought all the ranches that are
American Prairie,
Yeah,
reserved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blaine County is where quite a bit of it is. if I remember.
Blaine and Phillips.
Yep, those two.
And it's going into Fergus now. They bought ranches south of the river.
South of the river now.
Mhm.
Between that and the Wilkes Brothers, there's not gonna be anything.
be lucky if the reservation's got room.
The question was asked a number of years back when I was in the legislature. The legal for informational witness, attorney for the Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks was asked. If you have what's the name of that reservation in Chinook?
Rocky Boy, that's Haver,
Um,
that is, he's wonderful, it's,
Belknap.
Fort
Belknap Reservation. He asked if there's a bison on the Fort Belknap Reservation, how do you guys catalog it? And he says, we don't, because it's out of our jurisdiction. He says, follow-up question. If that same bison walks off the Fort Belknap Indian Reservation, how do you define it? And they said it's under our jurisdiction.
If it's off the reservation.
If that same animal walks off the reservation, it's our jurisdiction. It's considered wild. So the APR is the same thing. If they get outside the APR, then they would consider it their jurisdiction.
Huh,
They have,
Sounds tricky.
well, it is tricky. So that's what the big concern is about keeping your fences up, particularly your parameters.
Well,
There was
because
just-
we're a fence out state, so it's up to you
Yeah,
to fence my buffalo out. Is that what it is?
no, it's fence, cows out, fence sheep in.
I'd like to find that in statute. That's an old time,
Yeah, it is. I got to admit it, it is.
Well, there was just something on the news that they had a breeding program. That they had bred brucellosis. It wasn't resistant, it was brucellosis.
free,
Free bison. And it was, they were immune to brucellosis.
They were resistant.
Yeah,
Oh, we had county
I
attorney,
don't think anybody's got a problem with raising bison if you're using in the food chain.
mhm.
that's when they
Because a lot of those bison are on the Taylor grazing lands. In the Taylor grazing lands, the intent was to graze for, it says domestic livestock.
Well, as far as I know in this state, unless something has changed, buffalo cannot be designated wild. That they are designated as livestock.
That's how Montana views them.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, when you're talking about this, like you get off of the APR, they get off of reservation. They're considering them their jurisdiction and they're considering them wild. Cause that would go against what Montana state law says right now.
Well, see, you can get a hunting license for bison through the Fish and Wildlife drawing system, and it's not on a tribal land, so there
It's
must be some wildlife designation for some bison.
Well, there's been people do canned hunts on your place.
Yeah, but this isn't, these draws aren't for
They're the ones. that
private
come
property
with the
draws.
Oh,
There's
the part, that would be different. Yeah.
Zone there.
Yeah.
But you're able to hunt.
Come out of Jardine and Geraldine, or,
I can't imagine
yeah.
being a neighbor to the APR because buffalo are gonna go wherever they wanna go, regardless of
much.
where the fence are. We found that out
I like
out
elk.
on Cherry Creek. The only way that Cliff could keep them around his place was by feeding them daily.
Yep.
And I know because I got to go and do chores.
Is he a buffalo?
This was years ago,
Oh.
but he had two and his plan was to do a canned hunt. Well, he found out in no time, those buffalo, wherever the fence meant nothing to them.
We got friends over there and they've raised them for years and they don't have issues with it. And
Yeah.
they don't feed them every day, but their experience is that buffalo don't like to touch people. And the reason that they gained this experience is Bernard fell down out by the gate a few times and the buffalo went charging through the gate. And Teresa's up at the house thinking she's a widow. And they just split and went around and they will not,
Just like
His
a going
bunch
around a
anyway,
rock.
won't touch a person.
I'm not gonna test that.
Yeah, he didn't plan on it.
I'm with you.
I do know that, people raise them, and stuff, but I think, I don't know what the deal was, why Cliffs were never want to stay home, I don't know, because I know the people, when you drive through Wyoming, there's this,
Just south
big
of,
ranch, like by Gillette.
yeah,
Self that you let that.
Anyway,
Reno
and
County.
like those I've heard are domesticated.
there's one
and
between,
they're a lot easier to deal with.
See, they harvest and what was going on Montana 20 years ago, you could own them, they have the hunts.
Mhm.
And then see, they through an amendment or something, they stopped that. And I knew a family, Bowman, I bought trucks from them before and showed them. And they had annual hunt.
What's the name of that little
And
truck stop on the road south of Broadus? They got a general store, Biddle, yeah. Between Biddle and Gillette, there's a corral that they collect bison in and ship
The
them.
grasslands down there?
I don't, they're a privately
It's
owned,
around.
no, I think you're right. I think I've seen that.
right down in the bottom of a coulee.
Yeah.
They funnel them buffalo down into there and,
You're talking about the road from Ross to Gillette?
Yeah.
59, I used 69.
we stopped alongside the road one time and watched them come down the fence line into those corrals and onto a truck. The way they went.
What's the name of the bison down South Dakota, the state park?
Custer.
Custer.
Yeah, they gather them.
They gather them, but they process them and sell them and for meat and stuff. It's
That's a-
actually,
A whole business.
it's a business.
Mhm.
They make it work.
The ones in South Dakota, they use a lot of helicopters and
They have people horseback too, though. Cause I know
horseback,
somebody
yeah.
that goes and does it.
And you see them big 1-ton dualies out there along with the perimeter. Kind of wild.
I think when they gather them, if you're horseback, it's more of a hazing event. It's not the same as cattle.
The only one I seen had a slicker.
My residents at Ronan worked at the bison range. And
Monies.
The boys, yeah.
yeah, and his horse dumped him and he was headed downhill trying to be faster than the buck. And when he retired, they gave him this bronze sculpture and it was him running in his hat.
That's pretty cool.
The horse sold out on him, huh?
Yeah, someplace else to be right now.
Yeah, here's moving buffalo in Garfield County today.
Oh, wow.
Yesterday. Finishing up checking with.
This goes along with that.
This is in Garfield County,
Yep. Garfield.
Montana.
Yes.
This kind of goes along with that DEQ check.
That looks like a pretty desolate country.
Yeah. It's like a nephew's video.
Rule that goes with the commission.
This is already in place.
Yes. Has been since 2017.
Excuse me.
That's what DEQ uses to make their checklist.
Oh,
So there they are yesterday.
It's pretty good herd of.
Yep.
where's that at?
Out of Jordan, Garfield County. Then
Decommissioning.
here's the helicopter coming in today, just double checking that they didn't miss any. Hillenbrand,
Yeah.
that's on his place.
And I don't know how detailed they.
Next to my sister and brother-in-law.
What do they think of that?
Well, they-
So that Hillebrand, that's a relation. The one works for Fish, Wildlife, and Forestry, or Hillebrand.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
He's John, is his
They
first
also
name.
say somewhere in there about agreements that you have with landowners. Like, if you have an agreement with the landowner to do more than that, then you have to submit that to the decommissioning list. But if you don't, then it's just whatever they submit, I guess. I'm sure there's more to it, but I would look up that administrative rule and read through it if you're interested. It gives a lot of information in there.
I guess my concern is if they use demolition as their their technique of taking down wind turbines.
No explosives.
Yep.
Have we got all that done?
We just
Have
make-
they got all that done?
What?
The letters.
No, shit. You ask your daughter, but I would stand back.
My money's on grandma.
the G's didn't get too far away.
2:00, you guys have the treasurer, 2:30, and so you got time still. I give you a lot of time to talk, Todd.
Probably thought it was gonna be a little more.
Yeah, I did too. I thought, we really should get a third party, but we're out of it. I mean, the state goes too low on their bond. That's theirs. That's their baby.
Yep.
That's what I asked. I asked her point blank. I says, in other words, you cover it if the bond don't. She says, yes, we do.
And then that comes out of taxpayers' pockets ultimately.
I'm sure they go back to next year and try to get their money. If you have a declared bankruptcy, Glendive win. Can't get bought out of the tournament.
It just happened elsewhere with other companies.
Well, there's an issue in Casper. Look up the Casper wind farm.
Yeah.
And they were sold, I think, 4 times. That's what I recall, 4 times. And now they haven't turned a blade in, I think, 4 years, but they have to within 3 years. So now it's sitting in limbo because the LLC is in bankruptcy. And then they got these turbines. What's gonna happen to them? I hope. Well, it's doing different Montana.
What's the state do?
Well, see, that's what I didn't, it's in court, and I don't know, it hasn't been settled at this point. You look up, Casper Wind Farm, I think that's where I found it at, somebody mentioned.
I don't know how you would access the information. Cause all I've heard is just, it's just, yes, rumor, but the one north of Miles City has sold 3 times already. Probably next era has maintained a percentage.
Yeah.
That's what they say they do.
I think they sold some of it to Northwest.
Mhm.
It was the Pacific Talent Light, wasn't it, or half of it, or?
And they pass that on. That is a capital improvement. And they can pass that on without going through the Public Service Commission at additional cost. And that was, that little tidbit of info was giving with Dan Rice's partner, who was the Garfield County attorney. He told me that they can pass that money on to the consumer because it's considered a capital improvement. Don't have to go to the Public Service Commission.
Yeah, runner.
So they can just pass that cost along.
Mhm.
Because most things now that will get you.
Of course they do.
Everything's passed on to the consumer. There's nothing,
I get a kick out of when they say pay your fair share, these big corporations need to pay more taxes. Well, they don't pay taxes. We do when we go buy their product. They just raise it.
but they do pay salary to pay the tax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on how you wanna look at it. They do pay the salary.
But the cost of goods. But I used to fill a trunk of parts, $25 when we first got married, 1970. $25 I could carry in a plastic sack. Not even.
And it was $1,000 car you were putting them into.
Yeah, that's $1,000 car.
So. Vehicle costs have gone up a lot more dramatic than grocery costs. You gotta.
Do you know who did it?
Got a society that cheap food policy in the United States. It's always been our policy.
Thank you.
So compared to other commodities that you buy, food's pretty
Dawn, when I get my.
reasonable compared to pickup that used to cost $10,000 now, $10,000 20 years ago. Now it's 80,000.
In
40 years ago, people didn't put everything in the Prairie.
1980, we lived in Havre, and I bought a brand new house. 3-bedroom up, 2 down, 2 baths, 1 up, 1 down. Corner lot, big house. Paid $50,000 for that house, and I was $500 a month payment was 15%. I'm not gonna pay for this stupid thing. And now they sell $80,000 pickups. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
But you paid 50,000 for it. So if you still have that house today, would you sell it for 50,000?
Oh, it'd be worth,
No, would you sell it for 50,000?
no.
No. I rest my case.
Hey Todd, should I just go ahead and take these over and then I'll get the rest whenever Cheryl gets them figured out?
Yeah, let's get the ball rolling.
Okay, I'll go drop them off. I'll be
All
back.
right.
Yep.
That's letters out to the area where the zone. We thought we better give them hard copy of the public hearing.
Yes, I did. One on the 22nd.
Yeah, because some people don't have Terry Tribune.
That was
It'd be
that
on Facebook too, but some people aren't on Facebook.
Is that meeting open to the public or just to people in that?
Anybody and everybody,
That's what I
including,
understood.
including foreigners.
It's at 7 and there's one
7.
Linda at 6.
Is there public hearing for the same purpose as our public hearing?
That's what she sounded like. I don't know. I haven't
I think there, I don't know if it's citizen driven, but it was the zoning too. I thought that's what they were talking about, and it might be the citizen one.
They're doing a type 2,
I think they're looking at it. They have all the paperwork in for it.
Dawson.
you know,
Dawson. Lisa, we've
Shelley,
been to
you know?
those meetings. What is it?
is there type
I think
2,
it's
type 2?
citizens on the 22nd. I think they're supposed to make a decision about their type 2 today.
Okay, that's kind
They're
of.
doing a type 2?
It was presented to the commissioners from the land board, 2 different, type 2 zoning options. And they're supposed to, I believe, make a decision about one or both of them today at their meeting. It got moved to a Wednesday, so instead of a Tuesday or Thursday.
Well, I thought they were having the same kind of meeting we were on the 22nd. Because you got asked to bump ours one way or the other.
So I have a question to see if you, what you know about this. What I've heard, whether it's fact or not, is that when they sell it, say like they've sold it 3 times. And then the last one that has it declares bankruptcy, walks away. And that they aren't held to the decommissioning agreement. Is there any, do you know anything about whether that is the way this sometimes goes? And then it gets put on the state to have to pay for everything and ultimately the taxpayer?
Can't answer that question. They don't know. Has there been any major decommissioning in the state of Montana?
That's what I'd like to find out. Because I had heard about one up on the High Line, that's kind of how that went. But I don't have any names of people to call and find out.
Yes. I've been getting last. Let's say the sheriff. Oh, that's interesting.
North of Shelby, there's 2 little towns up there. One is in the oil in Montana was named that place.
Go ask Carol, she lived up there.
She did?
Yep.
But Sunburst,
Sunburst is in Heat,
even,
Sunburst and Keegan. Did you live up
I
there?
lived in Cut Bank for 8 years.
That's where Cheryl was Cut Bank.
It was fantastical.
That's where Cheryl and Jeff were, was the Cut Bank.
Mhm.
They were at a farm just north of there. Bordered the Canadian border. Forget the name of the guy.
Cut Bank has gotta be the coldest place on earth.
It's got that ginormous penguin to
But
prove it.
you do get Chinooks there.
Mhm. Yeah,
You get in western North Dakota, they don't even know Chinook's not in their vocabulary.
right.
Yeah, they know not what it is. Stamps go under supplies.
Yeah.
As of now, there are no widely reported instances of major wind projects in Montana being decommissioned.
I didn't think so.
Most existing projects continue to operate and the focus remains on expanding wind energy capacity rather than dismantling existing facilities.
The examples I'd seen, the ones being decommissioned by demolition were 30 years old.
For what?
30 years old.
So they weren't as big as the,
I don't think any of them in the state are as big as these.
The ones that they're talking about doing, from what I had seen, I don't know if there's anywhere in the US any as big as what they're talking about. But
I hope we get a July 27th wind. Test them out.
my concern is, like, in decommissioning by demolition. If they do that, those blades come crashing down and they're gonna shatter. And then that land on, you know, the property owner's place, that's basically gonna be sacrificed land.
wouldn't they take those blades off before they?
I would
They
think.
didn't. The ones I saw a video of in New York, they just blasted them and let them just come down and do whatever the heck they were gonna do when they hit the ground. They sure as heck didn't have a crane out there taking the blades off first.
That
There you
would,
go, Christine.
if you call BEQ, that'd be a good thing to ask them, what.
$78.
You paid for it?
Because I'm with you.
With the check.
Late.
From Orion.
Yeah,
I'm
That's not
supposed to
just the
do that.
fiberglass, it's
just
the
let's fill out a claim. I don't know.
PFO or
That's what I
PFAs,
double checked.
PFOs,
Thank you.
flavor chemicals.
Yeah.
And the fiberglass. That land from then on is gonna be useful for what? Somebody invents a technology to
You know, I did,
gather fiberglass and PFOs and PFAs.
you see those pictures of Blade Plain, but then I did see some pictures where they started bringing them into cities, making park benches and those kind of things.
Yeah, homeless shelters, there's a couple of them that people get.
My question on that,
For farming.
have they figured out some way to completely encase them in something non-toxic so they don't continue to shed? Because my example of that is when I worked at home on the range, we would go to football games in Beach. And we sat on the bleachers that they had in Beach. They were fiberglass. The bench top was fiberglass. Well, it sat
Just
out
like
in
a
the
cow
weather.
prod,
What's that?
just like a cow prod. I still got,
Yep.
Old fiberglass.
So
lamps.
if you were from Beach and you knew better, then you brought something to put down on the bench first. Because if you didn't, then whatever you sat on, you could see it. You get up and your clothes would sparkle from the fiberglass. And it would work through your jeans and get to find out what fiberglass was like to have on you.
February 6th, 2020. Welcome to the wind turbine graveyard. It stretches hundreds of meters. It bends behind the North Platte River, Casper, Wyoming. Between September and March, it will be the final resting place for 1,000 fiberglass turbine blade.
Are they buried?
1,000,
No, they're leaving them on the ground. That's what that picture was. These blades have reached their useful life of 25 years.
333 towers.
They've banned burying them in Wyoming. Several other states have banned landfill or burying of turbine blades. I think there's 6 states. I don't see problems.
She mentioned to you what the blade is as? Harry,
I'm sorry, what?
did she mention what the head this as to take it
No.
out?
But if you fill out as much as you can, I'll take it back and fill out the rest with her.
The pay to is all I got left.
Did you believe what?
The what?
I
Pay to,
which
Okay.
I think a lot of them. Wind turbines typically have a service life of
thank you.
20 to 30 years. At the end of their life, they can be repowered, recycled, or decommissioned, with many components being recyclable, although turbine blades are often challenging to recycle and may end up in landfills. And that's what we just read about Casper. They have 1,000 blades there. I understand they're not taking any more.
There's a startup company outside Casper that's recycling those blades.
Are they?
Yes.
When did
What are
that
they
start?
using them for?
Let's see.
Heard they can grind them and put them in cement,
Right.
but then my concern about is the cement. Does it have a finish on it where it's not gonna let it weather out? Is it encased, contained?
Well, that's the finisher that does
They
that.
put, yeah, regular fiberglass into concrete as well, so.
Mhm. Use a lot of that in the Arctic.
They work with canvas repurposing, which uses the blade materials to make chairs and an assortment of other usable products. Let's see what else.
Well, these, bleacher seats that I was talking about, that's what they were designed for.
Fiberglass,
They were fiberglass.
wind.
Well, no, it was a fiberglass seat that was on these bleachers. That's the same stuff I talked about sitting on it was shed, and all the locals knew you better bring something to sit on, cause it was gonna get under your clothes. So,
Well, they do shed because, you know, when you work house, you got that fiberglass after
it weathers down.
And you gotta have gloves on, or get it to your
Yeah.
hand.
'cause it weathers down.
Yellow short gloves don't last long. Oh.
How's Dan been doing?
Good.
Dan in trouble.
You know.
He was at the bar yesterday, Dennis.
Was he? Yeah, but he just making sure everybody else is behaving.
We got our yearlings shipped out today, as
Oh, you did? That's always a good feeling, isn't it?
long as they make it where they're going safely. Did you see the deal about up at Miles City's roundabout?
We were there. We were there and had to go to the next exit, because I mean, they had lights and shut.
That guy had to have been going too fast.
Oh, yeah.
Cabs moved to
Either
the
that
other
or
side.
blew a tire.
Yeah, that could be too.
Yeah, that could have been, but I understand
It's a sharp turn. It's a sharp turn.
the fifth wheel pin was.
Just the way it was looking, where would gone, he was up on that.
That's what,
To hit it.
And I think he might have gone it looked like he had gone down.
that was what I thought probably happened, but that centerpiece that's up a little higher, that's designed for trucks to ride up on.
Yeah.
That's how they designed it. And from the time they put that in, I've wondered, what if you got up on that? And it's gonna put more pressure on your outside tires. And I can't remember who we talked to, but they said the first time they went around that and went up on that, they said they blew 2 tires.
On the outside.
Are you talking about the cattle pot that tipped over in Miles?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I don't know if that's what happened
Put
to it.
12
If
head
he was going
down.
too fast or what.
They had to put 12 head down.
That's a lot of money.
It is.
Insurance covered.
Yeah,
And then, but those other cattle are gonna have to stand for a while. You won't see their
Their
injuries
injury.
immediately. So how many of them have injuries?
Were
or
they
internal
weaned
damage?
calves?
What's that?
I wondered if
They
they
look
were,
like yearlings to me.
oh, did they?
Or if they were calves, they were pretty good sized ones.
120 head, that'd be a very good sized pod.
Yeah, so it might have been calves.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
those
I
spots
think-
must be double deckers. Huh?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They've got 4 or 5 different spots, places
Yeah.
where you put them, you
In
just
the
have to
belly and
close.
I
the
figured
gate.
he was going too fast and the calves all went to one side. That
oh, that cattle pot
cattle
wreck.
pod was tipped over in my
Roundabout.
And
You're gone.
You didn't see that. You'll have to look it up. 120 head in the cattle pot went.
But
It
it
was
was
the
the
Wild
trucks
West.
that,
how many you killed?
they had to put 12 down.
I've heard 12 and I've heard more than that.
We were there when we come in the back way, go back down Main Street. There were a couple horse trailers and horsemen, probably way up past Albertsons, off in the neighborhood, up even north of the college.
They had to go to Tatro towards the golf course to get a couple.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they-
well, we saw them out. They had some cows corralled clear up.
Cow and calf?
Calves, I believe.
Oh,
120 head, I figured it was probably calves in the
yeah,
spot,
calves are weighing
about 4 to 6,
about 5.
yeah.
These are pretty big calves. I
Yeah,
don't
they
know if
look
you-
pretty.
The pictures look big.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were big.
Good sized calves.
but I don't know if you could get 120 yearlings on it.
I don't think
No.
I
so.
don't think so. So they must.
120 with, triple axle with the triples on front, you get about 120 to 5 weights.
Can you imagine being the calf on the bottom?
From the ones that didn't have it. But they got a jaws of life thing out there and cut a hole in the top of the cattle pod.
It was
At
a,
least they put fence up before they cut.
Well, I wonder.
it was a kind of amazing,
I wonder if they
the,
didn't go straight to Murdoch's and say, we need panels right now.
They had to, they look nice and shiny. They
Yeah,
were
they
nice,
look
green,
very
shiny.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably where they got them at.
And Stedman's.
Yeah, they might have done both of them to get enough.
but they had cowboys and horse trailers immediately.
But they said it only took them about 90 minutes
Yeah,
to get that.
To gather them up.
Well, if you're gonna have that happen, Miles City's the
Yeah.
best place.
Yeah.
on a Monday or a
Was it on
Tuesday.
a Tuesday?
It was on a Monday, wasn't it?
I think it was
so.
Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, Monday.
The day before the sale.
So he must have been going into the roundabout to go down to the first exit, the Jordan exit to
No, he was
come
coming,
into the sales yard.
he was coming from Broadus.
Mhm.
I
Coming
don't, I
from
wonder if
yeah.
it was maybe going to get on the interstate.
That's
Yeah.
probably,
He's gonna get on the interstate and go west
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
hit that exit there to go to the sales yard.
Cause it was the side that he tipped over on was the 4Bs and.
Was
that new
by the
gas
horse.
station. That new gas, they were on this side, they were on the,
On the north side of.
they were on the north side of the interstate.
Yep, just past, right at the exit.
Cause you can see from the drone picture they took, you can see 4Bs and you can see that new gas station, and it's right there.
truck setting up and the trailer's laying on its side.
Well, it pulled the fifth wheel off that.
Yeah. it popped
Somebody
up.
said they didn't think the pin was secured.
It pulled the whole fifth
Yeah, the
wheel off
plate was
the
gone.
truck.
The whole
Nobody did
thing.
do their pre-trip
We thought, we
Yeah,
were
thank
in there looking at that little mess.
Yeah.
We were up there that day.
It was
It
gone.
pulled the fifth wheel off and
Things
it
like
stayed
that
on the
about trailer
trailer.
that I wish I never.
Yeah,
Or, yeah, on the trailer.
that come loose. Cause when I first looked at it, I was like, that's a wonder that truck didn't go over, but
Yeah,
nope.
how do you break all those bolts off? I just,
Fuck.
And I saw enough in the picture there where I was like, I know who owns those trucks.
oh,
Who was it?
Seymour, right on the front of that thing, the last.
Oh,
Yeah, see-
owie. That guy probably isn't driving for Cactus anymore.
But, Lloyd's gonna fix it.
Oh. From what I heard is the guy is a longtime driver.
Probably wouldn't make any difference.
I made his day.
Well, it's the same outfit that just picked up our yearlings this morning.
Oh, geez.
Oh, great.
Ah,
Not the
I'll
same
bet they
drive.
did a little inspection after
Yeah, I
every
would hope so.
rig filled in the yard.
I don't know though.
You think they might have had a safety meeting the next morning?
I wouldn't have been the one to sit, call Cactus and say, hey,
No,
Guess
I
what?
wouldn't
Guess what
want to
happened?
wouldn't want to been in any part of the community.
You know, a long time ago, in my youth, I owned a trucking business. And my nephew wanted to drive truck and he got a CDL and started driving. He was hauling a big bud tractor in the Havre to south of Great Falls. And they're supposed to call
That's something.
in the evening, tell me. I had not heard. And so I'm getting a little nervous and I'm sitting there watching TV, the Great Falls, because we live in Havre. And I'm watching TV and there's my truck on the back end of a Ford, about a 1980 Ford car. It's on the trunk. And I'm sitting there watching that and then they're interviewing and da-da-da-da-da. And about 10 minutes later, my nephew called. Hi, Joe, how you doing? And he said, guess what happened today? And I said, oh, I don't know. Why don't you tell me? Oh, no, guess. I says, Joe, what happened? No, guess. And I says, I guess you're going down at 5th Street, just getting ready to hit the bridge crossing Missouri. Bet you're going too fast. Car was stopped at the stoplight, and I bet you hopped your ticket or your truck in the back end of the car. How did you know? I just
Saw the news.
on TV.
You made the news. Yeah.
How did you know?
Our treasurer coming.
Yep, that's Garrett's important part of the day. Yep, money stuff.
Garrett gets to
Money.
give his report and then he flies the coop.
Yep.
I got you figured out.
Doesn't take much. So I got a packet for each of you today. We got the investment authorization to start with. Been pretty good for the end of September still. So we just kind of have to get through October and then start bringing money back in.
We're spending all we get right now.
Pretty much, I mean, the account is going down, but you know, we're still looking good. We still have 650,000 in the money market account, Stockman fully listed there. And we're at about 800,000 in the general account. So we still have plenty of money to cover everything. It just will be nice when we start bringing money back in.
When do you start sending notices out, middle of November?
No, could be as early as next week that we start
Oh, really?
printing. Yep. We're still waiting for kind of the final balancing of everything that's already been sent off to DOR. So once we kind of get that, then we should be ready to print the bills.
Does it look good so far? Because there's quite a change this year.
We have no idea. We don't know. No, because the way that the file gets sent to us, we run it through our program and then we send it back to DOR as an Excel file to balance it. And it all looks foreign to me. Like I haven't really taken a chance or looked at it that hard, but frankly, it doesn't really matter until we say, okay, yeah, they're balanced. Now we can start printing it. Otherwise, it's just a lot of code and all that kind of stuff.
There you
So
go. They'll be running through.
exactly. Yeah.
So
So
we had one more month of the previous investments.
you want one more month on there?
Yeah, so we can compare September to September.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd
Yep.
be nice.
Yep, I can do that. 13 months on there then. Yep, I will start doing that going forward. Easy enough to do.
Yeah, this is Excel, isn't it?
Yep. Yep.
Christine sure spending that mineral royalty.
Yeah, I've been to the 2995. You can keep that mineral royalty. Just don't be using it.
Hey, looking at that 2995 pretty hard.
I wrote a claim on for 10,000 here last month, so it's just leave it alone.
I was shocked that Department of or BLM did not realize that Bankhead Jones, we got 25% of everything.
They're gonna backtrack us?
No, they admitted to it.
Yeah, we got
Yeah, I
letters.
know, but
We got an email,
We got a letter from,
and she was gonna argue with us at that public hearing that we had, a public meeting we had with the senior citizens, that
Yep.
we did not. They come back and said, no, you're right.
But they haven't
And they didn't
given,
really say it was right, they just notified us that we get 25% of the proceeds.
they haven't given us any money yet, though.
well, it's not generated.
Not generated.
No back
But
money.
any of their lease money or anything so happens to transmission lines or towers, we get 25%.
Of that too?
Yep,
Yeah,
That's what they were arguing about. They were saying, no, you don't get that, and that's when Todd pointed out that we do.
But we haven't been getting it in the past.
Here.
yeah, we get 25% of the receipts on grazing,
Oh, okay.
any leases, anything that they sell, we get 25%. That was the deal when they took the Bankhead Jones, took the lands back that were
Oh.
homesteaded.
Okay.
They said, we'll give you 25%.
I suppose,
25% of all money they
Any money generated.
is
That
that
was
figured in
supposed
your
to be-
bill payment?
yeah,
No, the Bankhead Jones
It's
is a separate.
subtracted from our bill payment on the A side, but we're not an A side county. However, if I get this amendment in, we probably will ship to an A side county, but we'll be guaranteed the 400 and some $1,000. So the pill, that's assuming they keep funding the pills.
Who knows?
Yeah,
changes from day.
Yeah. Any other questions on the investment authorization?
We accept your report.
want to make a motion to that
I
effect?
so move
Move what?
that we accept the August 25th report from the treasurer's office.
I'll second Christine's move.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passed.
Oh, this is the one Sherry doesn't like us to look at.
What, the treasurer cash report?
Yeah,
Why not?
shows us what money we've got.
No. Yeah, you guys are supposed to get it once a month, so. So that's the next one that's in there. Really, for my side of it, the biggest thing is there wasn't much to disperse in the month of September, just because of the way, like, our securities interest came in. It didn't process until September 3rd because of the holiday and the weekend. So that all got shifted into the disbursement that will go this month.
The next disbursement will be take up the slack.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, so there's $30,000 worth or so that will get dispersed this month.
That bill payment, they take quarterly, is that?
No,
No, PILT is only once a year.
once a year.
We get the,
213,
something like that, yeah.
29,
329?
I think it's the last payment.
Something like that. I can't remember it off the top of my head.
I'm
We're
looking
getting
up.
over 50 cents an acre.
Yeah, so that's just once a year, but we get like the entitlement payments come in often,
Every 3 months, I think quarterly.
quarterly, I believe, yeah.
Quarterly
Yeah.
on oil and gas.
Yeah,
Taylor grazing comes in one payment.
Yeah.
Bankhead Jones comes in one payment.
Yeah.
And the mineral checks come from the state,
correct.
So what one does?
minerals, oil and gas.
Yeah, so we get our from them.
Yeah, they get 48%, 2%'s been taken out for administrative charges and Feds give the state gives us 25% of what they get, which is 12% of the total. And then that's subtracted, most counties get that subtracted from their pill check. We told them that was gonna happen. Harold and I fought that. Said, you don't wanna do that. They fought us anyway.
The last thing that I got in there is our current lineup for securities, interest rates, call dates, all that kind of stuff.
You take the interest so it doesn't reach the cap.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and the ones that are highlighted in blue, those are the 4 newest ones, that I purchased, and they're all just ones that I rolled that money over from existing ones. We haven't put anything new into the investments.
You just-
But- Yeah, so you can kind of see, the global Anchorage and the Southern First. Well, Southern First actually has higher rate than I was thinking. But like in June, I was still able to get 4.25. When I did my last two, the University of Illinois and Connexus, now we're
under
down to
4.
that 3.8, 3.6. So it's changed pretty fast on the rates, but they've kind of stabilized a little bit.
Well, they dropped another 1/4%, didn't they?
The Fed did, yeah. Yeah.
What does the collateralized mean?
So FDIC will only, guarantee
250.
248,000 or
Mhm.
250. So it goes in there as 248,000, so you never go above with the interest payments. It helps to keep it balanced.
Gives you time to take it out.
Correct. Yep. So that your money is always secure when it's in there. So,
Do they automatically send you the cap or plus, or? do you
yeah,
have-
yep. We get the interest payments monthly. Not all of them pay out per month.
Some of them are quarterly.
Some are quarterly, some are every other month. And the date fluctuates a little bit too, from
From
the
one-
end of the month, one will be at the
Gotcha.
beginning.
Because it goes by days, doesn't it?
Correct, yep. So, but overall, the way that it's set up now, our interest payments are they're pretty close to the same every month. Right in that, anywhere from 13 to 15,000 is what we're bringing in, and that includes the stock and bank interest as well. So it's pretty even. We can kind of count on it. So,
These that are due in 26, are you gonna roll them?
yes, yep. Yeah, and what I'll look at first with those, of course, a lot of it will depend on rates at the time. But get them rolled in with my ladder that I have, so that we have one that comes out every quarter.
Just to cover your bases.
Yep, and that way we're always 3 months out of being able to bring in $250,000 if needed, not space ourselves out too much. So,
Checking your work, come on now.
yeah.
Somebody's gotta do it, right?
Don't you hate it when the teachers look
So we're invested in Honolulu Fire Department?
That one was here before I got here.
We have been since the fires. That's the first one that came up when the fires came up.
Really? Fires over in Hawaii?
Yeah,
Yep, 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
and it's been a good percentage, so. And like the TTCU, that 5% one, that was actually a 5-year, is why that was a 5% one.
That's the only one we kept at 5. We cashed the other ones out.
I believe so. I think we took all the other
Nobody would
5.
buy it.
Why?
I have no idea, because she had just bought it, and that was one of the first ones I tried to offload, because the new ones are usually easier to offload.
Uh-huh.
No one would touch it. And so Josh recommended we just put that in our little case and
Keep it close to your vest.
Yeah, and then he said if he ever got an offer on it, he would take it, and then we told him we didn't need it, cause now we're flush.
Yep, now we're stabilized on it and it gives us a good return at 5%. So when that one pays out, I think that one usually comes in at 4 or 5,000. So,
Cause it doesn't pay monthly, either.
Yep.
That's the other
yeah,
thing.
that's a quarterly one.
Oh,
So-
cause it doesn't, doesn't say how they pay out.
No, and nowhere on ours does it show,
Well, it's in the code.
well,
Yeah, you gotta look
we'll
at the
look at
sheet.
the code.
Yeah.
But
It's figured into the code of the cusp that we get. And the only reason I know that, which is, I didn't know it was something you didn't know. I'm sort of proud of myself right now. But because Josh explained it to me that way, so I could tell which ones I wanted to sell.
Oh, yeah. But we're not in any position that we
With the
need to
numbers.
sell, so it doesn't make much difference
5%.
at this point. Well, yeah. So,
Keep what you can.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Any-
Delinquency,
any other questions?
delinquent taxes.
Well, I printed off the one copy for you guys. I don't
Yeah, I
know, was
don't
that,
know what I did with it.
is that still on the counter? Cause that's where you were looking at it.
You think I would know that?
Can you just glance through these and see if you see anything offhand that I'm missing?
Good.
Uh-huh.
It was on the counter.
So that's the unpaid, for all years, 21 through now. Grand total for all the years is 50,000. That's unpaid. For 24, we said it was right around 30,000 with that, most of that coming from just a handful of people. So,
Three big ones and
Yep.
several small.
yeah, and then some scattered ones in there.
50,000 for 4 years, that's not too bad.
No. Oh, we only have one that goes back to 21.
So will the iTax portal be up and going for this next payment?
Yep, we actually do our training for it on Friday afternoon. They did all the deposit verification earlier this week to show that the money was moving in and out of it. We're very curious to see how it all talks with our systems, because we're not 100% sure how it is. But we are excited to have it. We think it'll be a nice asset. Gives the people 24/7 ability to pay their taxes now
Well,
if they
like
can't
you
come in.
told me earlier, the mortgage companies can do their own work.
Yep, and that'll save our office having to deal with a lot of those phone calls.
You have to inform them then,
I like
the mortgage companies, in order to get it set for them.
Well, what
What's
will
he calling
happen
you?
is, like, they'll still send out their
Nothing better
checks,
than you do.
because that's how they're set up. But they end up
have
calling us to get verification that the parcel's paid for or whatever.
For your tax.
And a lot of times they'll have a list of parcel numbers.
Credit card payments.
So you start going through it and then they'll give us a list of geocodes. Well, all those geocodes tie into the same parcels that they just talked about. So it gets a little frustrating on our end
I'm more
when they're
comfortable with
calling
a
in.
credit card than.
So when they call us now, we'll be able to direct them to our website and then they'll be able to access
And
that
it
portal.
will
They're
take
same with
the
title companies when they do their 3-year tax
The
roll.
geo and real estate and everything will be on the same line, they can just
Yeah, yeah.
verify it.
And,
Correct.
you know, you set it up.
Yep, they'll be able to pull that up and they'll see the tax bill and then whether it's paid or not.
Then
And
they change something internally.
yeah, it is a really nice system. I mean, Custer County's had it for a while now, so you can always go onto their website and see how it works and.
Still.
What, did that monthly fee or is that just paying for the,
So we had all the upfront charges on there, which was supposed to be the 12,500. So far, we've paid $9,000 on that. So we don't know if the official launch and the training makes up the last of that or not. And then there's a yearly fee of 1,200. I think it's 1,200.
It's 1,200.
Yeah, 1,200 a year for that going forward, for that portal to be open to us. So.
It's gonna be amazing. It's
Yeah.
gonna be, when you've got almost 40% of our tax base that does not live in our county.
Well, and then
it amazes me.
when
It's including Burlington and Santa Fe.
Yeah.
well, and when you get people that are asking, well, how is the taxes broken down? Give us a chart to make it easier to see. iTax does that for us. you can go in on your parcel and it'll show a breakdown of it in a pie chart to show where that money is divided out. So, I mean, it really is a visually nice system and,
So any citizen can get it or?
yeah, it's all public
You guys
information.
really wanna do that?
Yeah, I should look yours up and you can.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
checking.
You can go by name, geocode, parcel number.
Yeah, I think she started out.
And there's ways that we can set up the search feature when you first go in there. To make it a little bit easier so it's not confusing. And they've actually designed it, so if you put in the parcel number, doesn't matter if you enter in anything else, it will only search up that parcel number.
Oh, no.
Instead of getting confused with the wrong owner name or something like that, it'll just go off that
There's
parcel.
4 or 5 owners and.
Make sure it's-
So you're looking up the parcel.
The parcel number will be the easiest way to do it, because then there's no confusion on it, but you do have the ability to search by name, geocode, and stuff, so.
So all of that information I looked up in January on the tax base of
Yep.
the windmills
Good
and
thing I have a
everything, I
good
did that
relationship
through
with you, you might not like it.
in all of these different counties. And they all have it set up just a little different, like one of the counties doesn't do credit cards. They only do what you would say is a wire transfer and ACH, it comes out of your bank. And if we choose to, from my understanding, we can choose that that can be an option or credit card or whatever. However, we feel like would serve our constituency best. We can set it up for that. We can tweak it. Like if we notice something isn't working great this year, we can tweak it for next year. Or whatever we need to do to help our people.
Yeah, make it work.
Yeah, so my guy that floats a boat over by New Zealand, he could pay for his 100-acre tax. It is a sailboat and he lives on it. Uh-huh, yeah. So he could pay for it 24/7.
I saw both of these.
And he is gonna be so excited.
The man bought a sailboat, brought it home and sat in the dark for this year. I kept asking if we could go up there and rent that thing.
Hey, he almost got enough rain a couple
It was
years.
8
Come on now.
Was it 8?
Yeah.
I guess I'll get to.
So yeah, it's pretty much ready to be live, just in time for us to send the bills out, so we'll be good to go on it.
Well, I'm actually gonna start pushing it to the public here in this next week.
Could you put it up on the,
If it worked, I could.
It's up here.
Yeah,
no, it's not
You
working.
know, that's been dead for almost 2 years now.
We can't get anybody to come look at it.
We have looked at it. It's dead, people.
yeah,
It got struck by lightning.
Oh, it did. So it's junk.
Blam.
yeah.
It's junk.
Did we get insurance?
Probably
So
not.
that's a tie question because it's ran through the public health. That's where the funds came from. For that, that's how she met the quota for the COVID funds because that helped our community know about
Everybody
things.
liked it.
Yeah,
We
but
loved it and
it'd
it's a
still be county though, wouldn't it? Because.
yeah. But again, I don't know how that insurance thing works with that. I do know that she reached out. And since it hasn't been fixed or paid for a new one, I'm guessing the answer is either ornery or no.
Yeah.
So, but we can reach back out to Ty and make sure, but no, she's had everyone and their dog come look at it. And we've tried to do everything we can do. She tried to replace the base, she tried to replace the motherboard, we tried to replace, because the only part that did not die was the blue Prairie County strip and one set of white lights.
And they moved across the screen.
I don't know if they're moving, but that's the
They're
only thing
not
that lights
now.
up.
So you're saying about the only thing we can do is Morse code.
Absolutely, yeah, you could sit down there and unplug and plug and unplug and plug. That'd be fine.
But yeah, we'll have postings on the website, in the courthouse here, post office, the bank, Facebook.
Yep.
And then word of mouth, obviously will be our best avenue for at least people here in town, so.
And then as real estate companies call or
Yeah.
title companies call, we're gonna let them know that this is an avenue that they have and they're all gonna be ecstatic for it. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, get that information, the coffee shop and the quilting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure those quilting girls.
Yeah.
That looked good, Todd. You didn't see anybody on there
No,
that
I
jumped out at you as miss.
don't think so.
Okay.
Thank you for
Awesome.
putting the
Thank you,
extra
Lee.
time in, Sharon.
Yeah, you betcha. It'll cost you. a little.
Thank you, Garrett.
Thank you, gentlemen. Well, about 8 o'clock last night, I started feeling kind of gloom and doom. I told Everett by 8:30, I'm going to bed.
You slip it off?
Are they done with construction over by Bozeman?
No. Over the top.
Boy, that was a long line, wasn't it?
I went in there into Bozeman at 5 o'clock at night. And that traffic was at a dead stop all the way back to the first exit going into Bozeman,
Oh, yeah,
going eastbound. My lane
going west was.
going
quick.
west was pretty open, but those people, I mean, I bet it took them 2 to 3 hours to get over the top.
That's one of my things.
I missed. Yeah,
Yeah,
Going to Livingston.
those places would just be ideal for a short Amtrak run. It would free up so much of the interstate and so many accidents, but there's so many people that are impatient and stupid.
Don't have time to wait.
well, what do you do when you get to Bozeman?
Uber. Have you ever Ubered?
Yeah,
All the time.
Yeah.
every time I go somewhere with Cheryl, we do Uber.
I like it.
Nice thing about Uber is you just put it in, you don't have to talk to them or nothing, you get out and it's done.
Or you can just talk all the way to wherever you're
You
going.
don't have to talk to them. Those people that run on
You're gonna need more letters,
Need what?
more letters.
I've never run into an Uber driver that didn't like Trump.
I have 23 here in my.
I like that guy. And I'm saying,
Oh, I did come from the Midwest.
you heard about our spiel where President of the United States, Vice President, Secretary of Interior, Secretary of Defense, Chief of Staff, Press Secretary, I don't know who else is
I'll
there.
get you 20 more.
Make 25, make 25.
See.
You gals are godsend.
We didn't know they were gonna be there, but when we showed up,
Flattery.
the security was a little.
I can't get you
Oh,
back
okay.
on the museum board.
Vice
What do we need to
President,
do?
same thing.
Not,
I don't.
Have somebody get off?
Half an hour.
that'd probably help.
I failed.
Have you seen that little homestead shack
I love it.
and the inside of it?
I haven't seen just the paper
Yeah.
pictures,
Gotta get on.
but they sure did whipped up a nice outside.
They painted,
Just a minute, Dennis, I'll be there in a second.
Need some help?
No. Well, I need help, but I don't think you can help me.
I could push you out the door.
You could push me off a cliff.
Well, I could do that too.
Oh.
But you'd want to take your car.
No, I don't think so.
You can still see out of the windshield.
No, it's not, the cracks aren't in a bad spot, but the window's in. They had a hard time finding them.
Oh dear.
They finally found one in Minneapolis.
You'll be back at 3:30?
I would think this would take more than that.
Okay.
No comfort. About a room.